Last class we discussed polynomial, real polynomial, complex polynomial, root of a polynomial, related to geometrical concept, root of a polynomial. Now today we discuss quadratic in terms of roots. Quadratic in terms of roots. Let alpha comma beta are the roots of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 such that a not equal to 0, b comma c belongs to R. What we need in this condition means we need a quadratic in terms of roots. That means we express ax square plus bx plus c in terms of alpha and beta. Last class what we know that for the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, roots are x is equal to minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. One root minus b plus root b square minus 4ac by 2a as alpha. Another root minus b minus root b square minus 4ac by 2a as beta. And we know that relation between sum of the roots and the product of the roots. Nothing but alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, and product of the roots alpha into beta nothing but c by a. Last class we know that. Now consider given quadratic ax square plus bx plus c. Now in ax square plus bx plus c, a will be take out common. Common means a will divisible every term. So ax square by a nothing but x square plus bx by a means b by a into x plus remaining nothing but c by a. Now a times of x square plus b by a can be written as minus of minus b by a. That means minus of minus b by a into x plus c by a. But we know that minus b by a value nothing but alpha plus beta. So a times of x square minus b by a nothing but alpha plus beta into x plus c by a. C by a nothing but product of the roots alpha into beta. Now a into x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta. What is its simplification? Let us observe x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta. Multiply with x. So x square minus alpha x minus beta x plus alpha into beta. Now the first two terms of x is common. When x is common it becomes to x minus alpha, and remaining minus beta x and alpha beta minus beta is your common. Then remaining is nothing but x minus alpha. And now of these two terms, what is common? X minus alpha. When x minus alpha is common and remaining is x and remaining is minus beta, so it is nothing but x minus beta. So I can write instead of x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta nothing but x minus alpha into x minus beta. This is nothing but quadratic in terms of roots. Ax square plus bx plus c, I can write a into x minus alpha into x minus beta. In this way, we can express cubic polynomial, fourth degree polynomial up to nth degree polynomial in terms of roots. Like as if alpha comma beta comma gamma, alpha beta gamma are the roots of alpha beta gamma are the roots of cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial a into x cube plus b into x square plus cx plus d is equal to 0. Now we can express this cubic polynomial in terms of roots, same procedure. So I can write directly a into x cube plus b into x square plus cx plus d is equal to leading coefficient a into x minus alpha into x minus beta into x minus gamma. Same for fourth degree polynomial, roots are, we know that alpha, beta, gamma, delta. For fourth degree polynomial a x power 4 plus bx cube plus cx square plus dx plus e can be expressed as a into x minus alpha into x minus beta into x minus gamma into x minus delta. In similar manner, we can express for nth degree polynomial in terms of roots. So this is concept of quadratic in terms of roots as well as cubic as well as fourth degree up to nth degree. Now discriminant of quadratic equation or expression. A number b square minus 4ac, a number b square minus 4ac is called discriminant, of quadratic equation or expression. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 such that a not equal to 0 comma b comma c belongs to R. So what is discriminant? For the respective quadratic, b square minus 4ac is called discriminant, but it is denoted by delta. It is denoted by delta. So keep in your mind what is delta. Delta is nothing but b square minus 4ac. So b square minus 4ac is called discriminant of the respective quadratic equation or quadratic expression. Now we discuss nature of the roots. So nature of the roots depending upon what? Let us observe. We know that for the respective quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. What are the roots? The roots are nothing but x is equal to minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, in which a not equal to 0. We know that b square minus 4ac nothing but delta. So roots of the quadratic equation x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of delta divided by 2a. If delta greater than 0, so root exists. It has two roots. If delta is equal to 0, so it has minus b by 2a, another root also minus b by 2a. Delta less than 0, root of negative number originally does not exist. we assumed as imaginary part. So nature of the roots of the quadratic equation depending upon delta means b square minus 4ac. Now we discuss nature of the roots for the respective quadratic equation in which a, b, c are real, a, b, c are rational. Now nature of the roots. Nature of the roots of quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Let alpha comma beta be the roots of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We know that what is alpha, what is beta. Alpha nothing but minus b plus root delta by 2a. Beta nothing but minus b minus root delta by 2a. Now nature of the roots, since nature of the roots of given quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 depends on discriminant, depends on delta. So whenever in any problem to calculate the nature of the roots, first of all we can calculate delta. So now in this one there are two cases. What about case 1? Let a comma b comma c belongs to real numbers. Means for the respective quadratic, coefficients a, b, c are real. In this one there are 3 sub-points. What are 3 sub-points? If delta greater than 0, delta greater than 0. Delta greater than 0 means indirectly, for example, root over 2, root over 3, root over 4, whatever it may be, root of a positive number. So in this case, what is position of roots? Then the roots are real and distinct. Real and distinct. What are the roots? Minus b plus root delta by 2a minus b minus root delta by 2a. Next, come to second point. If delta is equal to 0. If delta is equal to 0 means the roots are, the position of the roots are real and equal. Real and equal. Next, come to third. If delta less than 0. Delta less than 0 means nothing but root of negative number. What we know that root over minus 1 value nothing but I means iota. So imaginary part. Root delta nothing but imaginary. If delta less than 0, now the roots are imaginary and conjugate. Imaginary and conjugate to each other. Imaginary and conjugate to each other. This is case 1. ABC belongs to R. It can represent in geometrical way also. Real and distinct. Distinct means different. Real root. What is the concept of real root? Real root concept nothing but the real root of f of x is equal to 0 or the point of intersection of coordinates where the curve crosses the x-axis. So indirectly the shape of the curve nothing but. So if a greater than 0, ax square plus bx plus c shaped like this. This is x-axis. It intersects the curve x-axis at two distinct points alpha and beta. First case, roots are real and distinct, nothing but like this. The roots are real and equal. Roots are equal. So this is x-axis, this is curve. At this point, roots are coincide. X is equal to minus b by 2a. Next, here third case, there are no real roots, means the curve neither touches nor intersect. So this is x-axis, maybe curve open upwards above the x-axis, or the curve may be open downwards below the x-axis. If it does not touches or does not intersect x-axis, reason there is no real root. So this is case 1 when ABC belongs to R. Now we move to second case. Second case, if A, B, C, let A comma B comma C belongs to rational number. A, B, C are belongs to rational numbers. What is subpoint 1? If delta greater than 0. Delta greater than 0. Now we know that roots of the quadratic equation x is equal to minus b plus or minus root over delta divided by 2a. Now delta greater than 0 means may be a perfect square or may not be a perfect square. If delta greater than 0 and delta is perfect square and delta is not a perfect square. Delta is a perfect square. PS nothing but perfect square. So what are the roots? Now let us come to here. Delta is a perfect square. For our convenience, say delta is equal to d square, where d is a number. So d square is a perfect square. Now replace in this one instead of delta by d square, what we get? Now the roots are alpha is equal to minus b plus d divided by 2a. What are the roots? Beta is equal to minus b minus d divided by 2a. These are the roots. After we know the roots, what is the position of the roots, nature of the roots? They are distinct. Minus b plus d by 2a, minus b minus d by 2a are distinct. So nature of the roots nothing but rational and distinct. Rational and distinct. This is when A, B, C are rational and delta is perfect square. Now come to another one. If delta is not a perfect square, if delta is not a perfect square means delta is not equal to d square. That means root of 2, root of 3, root of 5, root of 7, whatever it may be. In this case, what are the roots? Now in this case, roots are nothing but alpha is equal to minus b plus root delta by 2a. That is one root. Another root nothing but beta is equal to minus b minus root delta divided by 2a. So indirectly root of 2, root of 3, root of 5 irrational numbers. So here there are two irrational numbers and indirectly they are conjugate. So what is meant by conjugate? Two numbers, we said that conjugate, their sum and product becomes to a real number. For example, if you consider a plus root b, a real, b real, b mandatory, positive. So it is nothing but irrational. For the number a plus root b, what is conjugate? The conjugate of that number, it is nothing but a minus root b. We said that these two numbers are conjugate. When it is to be possible means their sum and product becomes to a real number. Sum of the two numbers, it is nothing but sum becomes to 2a. A is a real. Next, 2a is also a real. Consider product. Product nothing but a plus root b into a minus root b. So a plus root b into a minus root b. It is nothing but a square minus b. A is real, a square is also real. B is real and it is positive. So a square minus b nothing but real. So sum and product becomes to a real. Now these two numbers are said to be conjugate numbers. Now for irrational, what are the conjugate for our convenience? For example, a plus root b, it's a conjugate nothing but a minus root b, vice versa. Next, minus a plus root b, minus a plus root b, conjugate nothing but minus a minus root b. Same manner here, minus b by 2a plus root delta by 2a, it's a conjugate nothing but minus b by 2a minus root delta by 2a. Indirectly they are conjugate to each other. So now in this case, what is the nature of the roots? Nature of the roots nothing but irrational, irrational, irrational and conjugate to each other. Irrational and conjugate to each other. This is nothing but delta greater than 0, in which is a perfect square and not a perfect square. Now come to subpoint 2. What about subpoint 2? Subpoint 2 nothing but delta is equal to 0. If delta is equal to 0 means the roots are rational and equal. The roots are rational and equal. What are the roots? The roots nothing but alpha is equal to beta is equal to minus b by 2a since delta is equal to 0. Next, come to third point. If delta less than 0. If delta less than 0, nature of the roots nothing but imaginary. Imaginary and conjugate to each other. This is nothing but nature of the roots. We discussed two cases, real numbers and rational numbers. Problem solving trick. Problem solving trick. For example, in the problem, the roots are real and unequal, otherwise distinct. Indirectly, we prove that delta greater than 0. So keep in your mind, for any quadratic, delta greater than 0, roots are real and unequal. Next, the roots are real. The roots are real. What we prove that? Real means in case 1 and case 2, delta greater than 0, distinct and real. And in second case, rational and distinct. We know that rational is subset of real number. And delta is equal to 0, real and equal roots. In second case, rational and equal. So in this situation, the roots are real. So we have to just prove that delta greater than or equal to 0. So delta greater than or equal to 0 means indirectly the roots position are real. Next, if the roots are real and equal, otherwise in other way, the equation convert into, or the equation is a perfect square. The equation is a perfect square. Implies and implied, just we can show that or prove that delta is equal to 0. Next, fourth one, the roots are imaginary. The roots are imaginary and conjugate to each other. Just we have to prove that delta less than 0 when ABC belongs to R. Now this is nothing but problem solving trick.
అంటే ఇక్కడికి సైన్ గ్లాస్ అయిపోయినట్టు